So, welcome to the second part of Unit 1. Today, we will deal on research problem. So, under research problem, we will see how we will select a research problem. What is the justification of your research study? What do you mean by research gap? How you will develop a hypothesis and what is the significance of an hypothesis? How you will test a hypothesis? What are the different types of variables and characteristics? So, first, we will see what do you mean by the research problem. Research problem, that is a question that researcher want to answer or a problem that a researcher want to solve. So simply we can say research problem, that is the title, that is the exact study of what you want to research. Okay, so we can say it is the question what you want to answer or a problem that a researcher want to solve. So identification and the formulation of a research problem. So that is the first step of a research process. Now selection of a research process should depend on several factors such as researchers' knowledge, skills, interest, expertise, motivation, and creativity with respect to the subject of inquiry. So that is very important. Without any interest or without any dedications, it is very important. So it is not a possible thing that you can conduct a research. So it is purely depends on the topic of your selection will purely depends on your interest. Okay. It is believed that most of the good research studies need lots of time for selection of a research problem. So that is also something very important. So that's why we include this particular topic in the first semester, because by third semester, you have to start your thesis work and all. So you will have 2 semesters to fix a topic for your study. So it is very important that research studies need a lot of time for the selection of a research problem. So it is very important that when you select a research problem, please think and you have to think all the aspects of the research problem that you want to carry on. Okay, so that's all brief on a research problem. Now we'll see how we'll select a research problem. Identification of a research problem, that is the first and most important step in a research process. So first, the first step is you have to identify a research problem. Now we need to generally a broad area is selected. When you find out a research problem, in the initial stage, it is a kind of a broad area. But that is not a good start to proceed further. So we need to narrow that research problem, so that you have to focus on the research problem that and that particular research problem you need to find a particular factor that actually that you want to done the research. So generally a broad area is selected, then a broad topic is delimited or narrowed down to a specific one sentence statement of the problem. This step of the research process is considered as the most difficult and challenging and need lots of time. So a research problem may come from several sources. So here are different sources has been given for the research problem. Research problem may come from your personal experience, your practical experience, your critical appraisal of literature, previous research, existing theories, social issues, brainstorming, initiations, folklores, exposure to the field situations, consultation with the experts. So these are the various sources where a new research problem can originate. Now, next is justification of the study. So justification indicates how your research will redefine, revise, or extend the existing knowledge. So how the existing knowledge can be more can have more added information from your particular research. So that should be that research will help to refine, revise, or extend the existing knowledge in the area under investigation, and built on limitations cited in literature review. When you go through the literatures, you may see you can find a few limitations in that particular study. So that you have to build and indicate that your research will overcome the limitations of some other study. Every study have its own limitations. So you have to find out that limitations, and you can research on that limitations, and you will find new solutions to overcome that limitations. Now, the third point is justification of study can be advancing theory, offering application to critical social problems, filling a critical void in a field of knowledge, opening new ways of thinking about an area of investigation. So, your justification of your study. So, that will be giving an advanced theory. Okay. And also, it will be offering new application to that critical social research problems. You are filling a critical void in a field of knowledge, and you are showing new ways of thinking for that particular problem. Okay, so that's all about the justification of the study. Now we will see what you mean by the research gap. A research gap is simple. We can define it as a topic or area for which missing or insufficient information limits the ability to reach a conclusion for a question. So research gap is defined as a topic or area for which missing or insufficient information. So every research have a something is missing, something will find to be missing, and there insufficient information, lack of insufficient information areas are there. So all those things are considered as a research gap. Okay, a research need is defined a gap that limit the ability of a decision makers from making decision. Now the development of hypothesis and its significance. So the definition of a hypothesis, nothing, it's an assumption or a prediction. It is considered as an intelligent guess or a prediction that gives directional to the researcher to answer the research question. So when you find a research problem, you will have some assumptions on that problem. So your assumption is considered as a hypothesis. The hypotheses are defined as a formal statement of a tentative or expected prediction or explanation of the relationship between two or more variables in a specified population. Now, the hypotheses are of two types, null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis means it is denoted as a H0, it specifies a value of a parameter. This hypothesis is assumed to be true. So, null hypothesis is our hypothesis, which need to be, we are supposed to, we want to prove that statement through the research study. So this hypothesis is assumed to be true, and an experiment is conducted to determine if the collected data is contradictory to the null hypothesis. So after the collection of the data and after the interpretation and analyzation of the data, we have to find out what all the collected data is it contradictory to the null hypothesis, whether we can accept or reject the null hypothesis. Now, alternative hypothesis is again opposing statement of the null hypothesis. It is an opposing statement about the value of the parameter. The collected data will be analyzed to see if it supports the alternative hypothesis. So, final data will decide which will reject and which will accept. Okay, so that's why the hypothesis is very important. The hypothesis will help the researcher to the correct direction of the research. Now, this null hypothesis is a statement about the population value that will be tested. So, what problem we need to be tested? So, that statement is considered as a null hypothesis. The null hypothesis will be rejected only if the sample data provide substantial contradictory evidence. So, if any substantial contradictory evidence has been arrived at the end of the research, at that time the null hypothesis will be rejected here. Now, how the hypothesis testing has been done? Actually, the test of hypothesis is purely based on the statistical procedure. We have to, based on the data, we have to find a statistical tool which is apt for our test. So, based on that, we will test our hypothesis. Okay. Next is variables. Variables means it is a characteristics or attribute of a person or object. So that is the definition given by Paulit in the year 2004. Examples of variables are weight, body temperature, body pressure, reading, all those are considered as a variables. Actually, there are different types of variables are there, like continuous variables, categorical variables, dependent variables, independent variables, extraneous variables, homogeneous variables, heterogeneous variables. So all are different types of variables. So I don't want to go in more detail into the types of variables. We will see each variables after submitting your assignment and presentations. So coming to the summary of the preliminary steps in the research process include the forming a research problem, questions, and hypothesis. A hypothesis is an attempt to answer the question posed by the research question. Research questions illustrate a relationship between the variables, identify the independent and dependent variables, include a population, and imply that a problem is testable. So in this particular chapter, we have understood what you mean by the research methodology, what are the criteria essential for the research methodology. We have seen what do you mean by hypothesis, what do you mean by the variables and all. So that's all about the unit 1. So hope you can follow this chapter. If any doubts or concerns, we will discuss more detail in the class. Okay, so thank you for now.